43 Morning News.
That's a health risk. The city should do something about that. Somebody got to do something about that.
A smelly situation on this Lancaster street has people here demanding action.
And when a fire breaks out, the closest fire department may not be the one that responds, but there's a group of fire chiefs hoping to change that.
Just over 6 weeks until the state budget is due here at the Capitol, and still no deal is in place. I'm Michael Gorsegner live at the Capitol. I'll have the latest on the negotiations and tell you about two differing plans and how the two sides need to come together about $500 million in the very near future.
Hey there, it's 6 o'clock on your Wednesday morning. It looks pretty nice out there when you look at Mike standing in Harrisburg, but we are concerned about some flood.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain over the past few days.
Yeah, we're talking about a flood concern basically for the Swatara Creek at Harbor Tavern. So we do have a flood warning that's in effect for today. And as we look right now, we can see Dauphin, Lebanon, Schuylkill counties all looking at that flood warning. Now, it could go till 4 o'clock today, but odds are it's going to be canceled earlier. Last check at Swatara Creek at Harbor Tavern is above flood stage at 9.1 feet, rising this morning to about 9.2 Wordle Crest. And then in the early afternoon should drop below the flood stage at about 8.5 feet. Satellite and radar showing some nice sunshine out there, along with some clouds. We had partly cloudy skies, but we got some fog, and that's what you're seeing behind Michael, and we're seeing 2 miles visibility there, but 1 in Newport, Lebanon, and Reading, and now Likens has dropped below 1, so we're now at about 1/4 mile. So we got some dense fog out there in Likens, so take your time out there this morning when you're heading out. Factor that in. 58 degrees is what we have in Lebanon, 59 in Reading, 58 degrees in Newport. Carlisle is at 63, Gettysburg now at 62 degrees. So for the kids heading to the bus stop right now, it's a little bit foggy at the stop, even though we got some partly cloudy skies. Average temperature is about 59 degrees, but when the kids step off the bus, sunny and warm. 81, not too bad. High of 82 for today. Now, a front's going to swing on through in the late afternoon to early evening, so could cause a shower or thunderstorm and then quickly clearing out. For tomorrow, sunny, cooler, and 72 degrees. And on Friday, perfect way to end the work week at 74 degrees with lots of sunshine. Weekend forecast coming up. Right now, let's get you on those roads with Donna Bradley. She's got your Toyota of York traffic.
Okay, and in and around the York area, a pretty good ride, no major problems. Just a little bit of construction work on 83 South, right around exit 8. Nothing much to worry about as far as delays are concerned. Looking Route 30 in towards the Lancaster area, we're in fine shape there as well. In fact, even better shape on 283 because I just got word that the disabled vehicle has been cleared to 83 near 722, so things should be getting back to normal there. Maybe a little bit of a tap of the brakes as you're heading into downtown Lancaster and right around the construction zone on Route 30 in Paradise Township, but not a major delay at this time. As we look up towards the I-78-81 split, we do have left lane closure on 22 east and westbound between 72 and Pine Grove Street. That's 343. That is due to construction work there. And of course, up and around the Capitol Beltway, we've got, we do have a ramp closure. The on-ramp is closed Front Street South at I-81. Otherwise, the rest of the Beltway looking pretty good. Don't forget that right lane is closed in the Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound at I-83. That also for some construction work. I'm Donna Bradley with your Toyota of York traffic on Fox 43.
All right, thanks so much, Donna. So it's mid-May and budget talks at the state capitol starting to heat up.
And it's due by June 30th. There's still two sides are about $500 million apart. Fox 43's Michael Gorsegner now live in Harrisburg with the latest on the negotiations and how the two proposals could affect your wallet. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, good morning, guys. You know, the good news right now, neither side talking about any type of tax hikes for taxpayers, at least at the state level. But if you think about it, with all the cuts that are thought to be made, you're talking about the possibility of some higher property taxes at the school level, and also some deep cuts to state and education could mean some higher tuitions. Of course, there's still a lot of bargaining to be done before that June 30th deadline. It's that time of year again at the state capitol. It's budget time.
There's a great deal of angst going on right now with the budget.
Governor Corbett talking budget during a stop at the Porsche facility in Easton yesterday. The governor making a case for his $27.14 billion spending plan. The proposal cutting significant funding from higher education and some social services, worrying many relying on that funding.
And that angst is because there's a great demand for state resources. The state resources are all obtained from one place, though, the taxpayer.
I think the Senate is making a very clear statement that the governor's plan is unacceptable to the majority of Pennsylvanians.
Senate Republicans countering the governor's plan with a proposal to spend over $500 million more. The GOP plan restoring complete funding to higher education, a portion of cuts to social services, and even adding $100 million to K-12 funding. This plan adding $50 million also for schools like Harrisburg and York to help pay for kindergarten, which is on the chopping block in many places.
We do recognize that some cuts are necessary in this current economy. Again, we're making progress, but we're not there yet.
One thing that is relatively certain, no new taxes. The governor standing strong on his campaign pledge not to raise taxes. The Senate planning to use some better than expected revenue collections over the past several months to fund the extra portions of their budget plan. And even though there's just over 6 weeks left, the prevailing thought here in Harrisburg is that a deal will probably be done and be done on time. That's because the Republicans controlling both the House and Senate and the governor's mansion. Everyone thinking of looking forward that this will be done, all sides coming together, hopefully by that June 30th deadline. Live in Harrisburg, Michael Gorsegner, back to you guys.
Yeah, Mike, is there any chances that this could go beyond June 30th?
I mean, there's always a chance, but again, the prevailing thought is that it'll probably get done on time. You take it, the fact that it's an election year, that the Republicans want to look good for their electorate, that they're working hard at the process and getting things done on time like they promised to do. They control both sides of the General Assembly and the governor's office. Again, all the prevailing thought is that this will get done and will get done on time.
All right, Mike, live in Harrisburg. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. A sewage backup causing a stink and possibly a health hazard in one Lancaster neighborhood. An overflow has left all kinds of waste outside an apartment building on South Mary Street. The line is connected to 4 nearby buildings. Now, neighbors say this has been an issue for years and they're fed up.
That's nasty. I mean, that's feces. I mean, human feces out there with toilet paper, and it smells inside the building. It smells out here. It's nasty.
The building owners received letters from the city Tuesday saying it's their responsibility to pay for a camera to be put down into the sewer line to figure out what's causing the problem. The city's housing inspector says it has to be addressed today or the property owners could face fines. New this morning, you heard Jeff talking about it at the top of the hour. The National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for the Swatara Creek at Harper Tavern. The river is expected to rise above flood stage, causing minor flooding in roadways, driveways, and some basements. The National Weather Service also reminds people never to drive through flooded streets.
Fire chiefs in Dauphin County are working together to help improve response times. Now, the chiefs met last night in Swatara Township. They all talked about using a GPS-based system, which would dispatch the closest fire company to an emergency, even if it is a different township. Now, this seems like common sense, but some chiefs pointed out that not all the fire companies have the right gear or even the manpower to be able to respond to all emergencies.
Also, volunteer service nowadays is dwindling. You may see during the daytime certain companies only get 1 or 2 people.
Will this benefit the communities and will it benefit the fire service? And I think that's a real issue.
The chiefs will talk about the idea with county leaders early next month. Now, if they decide to make the switch to the new system, that transition would likely take a year. Rules over vending machines in York have some city business owners not too happy. York City sent out a letter saying vending machines cannot be on sidewalks. Well, owners have a month to move those machines, but some are telling Fox 43 that they're going to lose quite a lot of money.
That could be devastating to my business here as far as paying the taxes on the buildings and stuff like that in the city of York.
Now, Shay Rafer also says that he does stand to lose about $30,000 if he has to move this vending machine. Now, he points out that the previous zoning director said that the current vending machines would be grandfathered in. The city said some parts of the ordinance need to be revisited, and they plan to contact owners within the next 2 weeks.
A murder suspect in York behind bars this morning after he turned himself in. 29-year-old Ronald Lake surrendered to police Tuesday afternoon. Police say he shot and killed 33-year-old Jerry Carrera last weekend. Police say it happened early Saturday morning on Walnut Street in York. Carrera was a passenger in a car when several bullets were fired, one hitting him in the head. A stray bullet also hit a nearby home. The suspect is charged with criminal homicide. A Lancaster County jury sentences a man to death in a murder trial. 22-year-old Jakeem Towles was found guilty of first-degree murder last Friday for shooting and killing hip-hop artist Cornell Young Easy Stewart in May 2010 behind a nightclub in Columbia. This is the first death sentence in Lancaster County since 2009. The murder trial for a man accused of killing a woman in Lancaster County starts in New York State. Jury selection's underway for the suspect, 40-year-old Timothy Handel. He's charged with second-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend, 27-year-old Kathleen Connolly of West Hempfield Township. When she didn't show up to work last July, neighbors told police they saw the suspect with her children moving back to New York. Her partially dismembered body was found in a New York backyard where Handel was staying.
State prosecutors want to know if Jerry Sandusky's attorneys plan to call any expert witnesses to the stand. Sandusky, of course, does face 52 counts of child-related sex abuse. On Tuesday, the state asked for any information the defense may have on any physical or mental evaluations or even scientific tests that they plan to show during the trial. Now, right now, Jerry Sandusky is scheduled to begin his trial in June. So do you turn off your gadgets before you take off in the plane whenever the flight attendant maybe asks you? If you don't, you're not alone.
Now, according to a new poll, it's pretty common, but this could be a safety issue. It's our topic of the day on Facebook. Do you think it's important to follow the rules? Head to our Facebook fan pages to weigh in. And testimony in the John Edwards trial, we're going to tell you who could take the witness stand today as the defense continues to build its case.
And you're taking a live look into York, a beautiful shot of the sky, 6:10 on your Wednesday morning.
It's just me.